I'm gonna make you an offer that you cannot refuse. Boom. That is the essence of a great value proposition. A great value proposition sells itself. In business, to get customers to buy, you must offer a great value proposition. A great value proposition is all about making an offer that people cannot refuse. In this video, we take a deep dive to learn what you need to do to make these types of offers. 2 words, value and proposition. Value means the importance or worth of something. Proposition or proposal is an offer or suggestion. When we combine these two definitions, value proposition can mean a compelling offer, an attractive offer, or an offer that is worth a lot. But worth a lot to who? See, value is in the eye of the beholder. What is valuable to me may not hold the same value to you. If you offer a drowning man water, he will reject it. More water is not what he needs. But if you offer a thirsty, dehydrated man that just crawled out of the desert a sip of water, he will happily trade you his arm and leg for it. Value is in the eye of the beholder. The drowning man and the thirsty man have something in common. What they have in common is that they already know what they want, or don't want in the case of the drowning man. The key to making an offer that a person cannot refuse is by first knowing what they want. In business, who you make your offer to is more important than the offer itself. Every product or service has its own intrinsic value. In other words, these products and services are valuable in and of themselves without anybody's opinion. But when people's extrinsic values are added into the mix, the product or service's original intrinsic value is multiplied. For example, in the story, how a broke old man becomes an overnight millionaire by selling cowboy boots, this gentleman here is a country singer. The second he lays eyes on an amazing pair of cowboy boots, he knows instantly that he wants to buy it. The amazing pair of boots in and of itself has high intrinsic value, but seen through the eyes of the country singer, the value of the boots skyrocket. Had this guy been a rapper, the boots would not have the same impact. The value of the boots would not have multiplied. Rappers don't wear cowboy boots. It's not part of their image. The country singer ends up paying more than $100,000 for a single pair of cowboy boots because he perceived so much value from it. A rich rapper might still buy an expensive pair of cowboy boots, but probably not $100,000 worth. Who you make your offer to is more important than the offer itself. So far, we've covered a great value proposition is making an offer that a person cannot refuse. We also understand that people will not refuse something that they already want, because value is in the eye of the beholder. But how do we find out what people want? You become a detective, an entrepreneurial detective. Detectives don't jump to conclusions. Detectives conduct investigations. Detectives question people to uncover information. Most business offerings fail because the entrepreneurs jump to conclusions about what they think that people want. Products and services are offered that people do not buy. These entrepreneurs fail to conduct a thorough enough investigation. But you, as an entrepreneurial detective, will not make the same mistake. You need to be questioning people. You need to question your current and future customers. When you engage and talk to people long enough, you will eventually figure out what they want, what their goals are, their motivations, their values, the problems that they struggle with in their lives, and positive and negative feedback about your products and services. The easiest way to figure out what a person wants, ask them. For example, in the story how a broke old man becomes an overnight millionaire, the old man bootmaker refused to sell the country singer his cowboy boots. He had no clue who this guy was and no reason to sell him his boots. The country singer was able to convince the old man simply by asking, "What do you want? What do you want? If you were to sell these boots, how much would you charge?" That was the magic question. When the old man said $100,000, boom, they both were able to get what they wanted, an offer that could not be refused on both ends. So now you're an entrepreneurial detective and you're investigating your value proposition. Well, you need a place to compile all the information that you collect. Enter the value proposition canvas. If you're not a person who is accustomed to putting thoughts down on paper, now is the time. When you put your thoughts down on paper, you separate your thoughts from your mind. Without a mirror, you can't see yourself. And without writing your thoughts down on paper, you cannot see your mind or the mind of your customers. And on the value proposition canvas, you have to write down your thoughts and the thoughts of your customers. There are two parts to the value proposition canvas: the customer profile and your business offering. The whole objective of the value proposition canvas is to see how well your business offerings fit with the needs of the customer profile. We're going to fill out this value proposition canvas from the perspective of the country singer and the old man bootmaker. After we complete this example exercise, you should have a grasp of how to complete the value proposition canvas for your business. The customer profile is the thing you need to fill in first. Customer job, gain, and pain are the three areas. Think of the customer job as a core function that the customer is trying to achieve. In the case of the lead singer, a core function would be to cover his feet. People cover their feet as protection to walk around in the world, and so we're going to write down protect feet. The country singer is also a performer. When he's performing his music on stage, what is he doing? He's standing and moving for long periods of time. And so another customer function is stand for long periods of time. We could go on in this category, but we'll stop here. The pain section is all about listing problems the customer wants to avoid. The country singer, because he stands for long periods of time, something that he might want to avoid is hurt feet. As he moves around on stage, he might also want to avoid slipping and falling, and so we can write down poor grip. Moving on to the gain section. This is all about what the customer wants to gain. The country singer might want to look good when he's performing, so he checks himself first in the mirror, and so we will write down a positive self-image. As a celebrity, the country singer also wants to impress fans. Some fans might be seeing him for the first time, and he might want to make a positive first impression. We'll write that down. We're going to stop right here for now, but understand that in each section of the customer profile, you could spend hours and hours brainstorming and building each list. Before we move on to the business offering portion of the value proposition canvas, it's important to note that this one customer profile is for one person, the country singer. To build a very strong customer profile, you need to fill out profiles for each person you engage with. The things that people tell you that they all have in common in their profiles is what you will compile into an ultimate customer profile. Think of a Venn diagram where there are two circles that overlap, and the overlap is what each circle have in common. The common traits you find in each category of every profile is what you will need to fill in to make the ultimate customer profile. For example, the lead singer is a celebrity. 99.9% of your customers won't be celebrities, maybe 100%. But what they all might have in common is that they might want to avoid hurt feet. If you engage with 100 people, you'll have 100 profiles. Suppose 60 out of 100 profiles say hurt feet, then hurt feet moves on to the ultimate customer profile. The business offering portion of the value proposition canvas is by far the easiest, so long as you put the effort into the customer profile. There are 3 sections here. Each section directly addresses its equivalent in the customer profile. In our ultimate customer profile, we said that hurt feet is a big deal. Hurt feet is a problem that customers are really motivated to avoid, and so as the old man bootmaker, before we even craft a single pair of cowboy boots, we have to ponder potential solutions to solve that problem. Maybe thicker cushion as well as softer sole material will help. So let's write that down. Let's write down memory foam mesh that is 20% thicker and softer than commonly used soles. We then continue to address standing for long periods of time, protecting feet, etc. until we completely address every part within our ultimate customer profile. The main point to remember is that you have to specifically and directly address every point that is listed on the customer profile. This value proposition canvas is the drawing board. It is the blueprint to which we start to design an offer that cannot be refused. If you have any questions about anything that was discussed in this video, feel free to comment below. The first time I filled out a value proposition canvas, I had questions, and I'm sure you will, so make sure to comment. I'm Jemini, Gemini with a J, and I believe that choice shapeshifts destiny. The choices you make determine the circumstances you experience. I hope that the information in this video is helpful to you and that it positively influences your future choices.